Hello, I'm Farmer Teacher. We're looking at a new map here of the Lost World, so stay tuned. It's going to be awesome. Hello, we're on a new map here called the Lost World. The Lost World, and it's a beginner type map. In other words, pretty much start from scratch. You have very little stuff. In fact, your only equipment is a trailer and this little 100 horsepower tractor. It is upgradable to 115. You have very little else on your farm. Let's just go through your farm. You got this old barn here. There are no collectibles. I've been playing this a little bit, looking around. One of the good things is you can go, this is your cabin. You can go in it. In Farming Simulator 22, a lot of the cabins you cannot enter, or houses, farmhouses. This one you can, so it's kind of cool. And that's your little humble abode there. Let's just look around your map. Let me show you on the menu here what your map looks like. This is it in a nutshell. Let me turn on grass. Okay, and what you own is number 1 there. Okay, and if you look at it, you have a little field here that is wilted. And you have a little bit of grass here and a little bit of grass here. Okay, so let's just walk over there and look at that. So here's your wilted field. And it's pretty wilted. So you're not going to do a whole lot with that. It is not very big. Let's go to our tractor here. Oops, I don't need to take that. You can see your little field there is very small. So if you're doing a scenario, where you're trying to survive, you might want to plant some food there, but you're not getting a lot of money from that. Okay, now you do have some grass over here on the side of your barn, right here, which is not bad. Now, it's not official field. Your AIs won't run on it, but you can cut it. You need to get a mower. And you got this field here, which is not too bad a size. Okay, and this is on your property. See there on the map. Okay, and you have a lot of land over here. That's just, open land with some trees on it. So your income is going to be a combination of forestry and grass. What I would do is get some grass equipment and start making silage, because you get the most money from that. And then in your spare time, you can start cutting down some trees and turning those in also. So you do have this nice grassy field. Land is relatively cheap. So you have this one. I would buy this one too, because it has a big grassy field in it, and it's only $77,000. So I would buy enough equipment to cut grass and make silage first, and then I'd probably buy the other field there when I had the money and fix that field. Like I said, the AIs won't run on this. You can plow it though. What I would do is cut grass until November. Get your last cut in November, plow it, replant it in November. And now to give it, it'll come up by March. You're not going to cut it again until March anyway. And then the AI, you can use your AIs if you like to do that. All right, let me hop on the map again. You got the shop over here. Let's hop over there. Okay, your equipment's going to show up here. You get your maintenance done right there. You can come over here and purchase animals. And then you got a gas station there. Very primitive, not much here. Okay, not much here. All right, let's look at the map again. So, oops. You only have a couple of points of sale, and that's it. And then they have one field up here with crops in it, sunflowers looks like, that someone else has. And each one of these are the same. You got Rick Grimes and then a forestry sell point. And then you got Daryl Dixon and a forestry sell point. So let's hop down and look at one because they look the same. Okay. So you get your regular sell point over here, where you can sell stuff, and you have this weird forestry thing. Now what you got to do though is come up here and load them onto that before you hit the sell wood button over here. It looks like you could just pull up there and sell them from here, but you cannot. I tried that, didn't work. I had to take them and put them into here in order to sell them, so it's kind of strange. But anyway, you can get your trees in there, sell them. Now, the way the prices are, let me show you something unique to this map too. If you go down here to sell wood, all right, now look at the sale prices. If you sell it at the regular sell point, Daryl Dixon or Rick Grimes, the price is a lot lower than if you use the forestry point. So in other words, if you work a little bit and put your logs up here, you're going to get more money for them, okay, rather than just selling them over here, okay. All right, so that's pretty much the map. Like I say, what I would do is start with grass and silage, buy some equipment, start with that, and then hop on some forestry and do that. It's going to take you a while. You know, forestry takes a minute, so, but I would certainly cut the grass first and get that going. So you can do that, you know, you can have the grass cuts as many as you can in the season, like 4 or 5 a year. So that's pretty much the map. So give us a thumbs up, share this with your farming buddies. If you got any questions, hit me up in the comments. Pretty good map though, if you like the start from scratch type stuff. And that's it. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Okay, I forgot to show you something real quick. See these weeds right here? I'm gonna jump out and take a look. They're particular to this map. They're very strange, and what it does or doesn't do for you is when you go to use the plow to make a field, it won't let you plow these up. So it will, your field, where you make a field, do it around these weeds, because if you have that in there, it won't be a field. So just a word of caution. And then also, since there's only like, you know, one field on the map, there's I didn't see any contracts. I guess it's possible that they could want you to cut that, but somebody else's. But I have not seen any contracts on this map. It didn't say there wasn't any, but I didn't see any. All right, that's it. Give us a thumbs up. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.